Summer is in full bloom, and we already got a lot of awesome anime to be hyped about, but as you've grown accustomed to, here at ViniiTube, we're always looking to see into the future to see what comes ahead and to give you a glimpse of what awaits in the seasons to come. Fall 2024 is already shaping up to be an epic journey for anime fans of all tastes and ages. It is still early, but here are some of the most anticipated anime for fall.
助けてくれ助けてくれ
We have a sci-fi anime opening the list, Mechanical Arms. Mechanical Arms isn't a new title, it's actually a one-off thing from way back in 2018 that got a fully fledged series scheduled for fall. It's a promising action series chronicling a world where alien life forms have become ingrained in society, taking the form of mechanized limbs and being known as Mecha-Ude. In this world, Hikaru finds himself in partnership with a special Mecha-Ude armor and under the watchful eyes of Aki, who seems to have some ulterior motive. With the two finding themselves in the crosshairs of the Gagami group, the stage is set for an unexpected partnership, one that will put Hikaru's courage to the test. Mechanical Arms has a title that basically gives out the premise, and it's easy to set your expectations given the synopsis and what we can see in the key visuals. The 2018 version was quite fun, if not a bit too short for a narrative like this, so if you liked it even just a little bit, then you should definitely come back this fall and see what the team can do with a full-blown series on their hands.
この場を切り抜けるには前進だ本当になんとかなるんだろうな任せろ踊らねばならぬか否か答えは必ず京都にある
Rurouni Kenshin Season 2 comes at us this fall. Overall, I'd say that Rurouni Kenshin's return has been a major success. It may not have pushed a decade-old franchise back into the limelight, something that's practically impossible given the anime scene nowadays, but it's given the brand a pretty good shot in the arm. It's natural then to build on the success of the first season by giving us the second season, one that looks to retell the story's most popular arc, the Kyoto arc. The Kyoto arc, known for some of the most iconic characters like Shishio, is where the original story really takes off and reaches new heights. It's a long arc filled with tension, awesome fights, and character establishing moments to the point that some considered it the best shonen arc in Jump at some point. I'm really eager to see how a modern take on this arc turns out.
お主が獅子王誠でござるか
君ぐらいつけろよ無礼な先輩だな
俺の青春は この箱に詰まっている
Why not settle down a bit with Blue Box? Up-and-coming badminton player Daiki is a ball of motivation. Always attending practices as early as possible, he still finds himself bested by one athlete, the rising star of the basketball team, Daiki's senior and crush Jinatsu. With the two of them playing different sports and seemingly being on completely different skill levels, Daiki may simply not be in Jinatsu's league. However, fate plays with lives in amusing ways, and the two soon find themselves housemates. A chance, a light on the horizon, seemingly appears to the struggling Daiki, and it's a chance he'll absolutely take. Pursuing the dream of reaching the nationals, he looks to better himself much harder than before, all for the sake of getting closer to Jinatsu. There's always a place for juvenile romance in the anime fans' heart. Mixing it with a sports element was a welcome change of pace too. Blue Box is this season's answer to those looking for some sweet and wholesome content, all while wanting a bit of excitement from the sports genre that the Shonen Jump series has typically done a great job at.
諦めないでください
ありがとう猪俣大輝くん
エンジョイを忘れずにやっていこうか
Right after that, here's Shangri-La Frontier. I strongly believe Shangri-La Frontier is one of the best new series 2023 gave us. Maybe not top 5 or anything like that if we're counting the entire year, but it really stood out as a fun ride and one of the rare game anime that actually put the enthralling aspects of gaming itself at the forefront. Instead of it being merely a vehicle for whatever more important plot there is, it's kind of similar to Bofuri when we think about it. There's a lot of love put into the creation of Shangri-La Frontier, and it shows as a result, giving us a relatable main character and a narrative style that gamers will definitely appreciate. Video game anime has been commonplace for a while, but I think that it's Shangri-La Frontier that really manages to capture the wonder of exploration and the culture we can only find in the social aspects of gaming. The ride's not ending anytime soon. In fact, it's just getting started, as fall will mark the return of the charismatic Sonraku. Be there for it, as the series looks to continue dazzling fans worldwide with its light-hearted action and comedy, both that never seem to get old. Shangri-La Frontier's return already got me excited, but we do have a lot more shows to get hyped about coming next. For now, why don't you hit that like button and smash that subscribe button to show how much you're looking forward to this fall season. Dragon Ball Daima is also coming our way. Dragon Ball is what I would consider an evergreen franchise. By being such an influential piece of work, very instrumental in shaping what action anime is nowadays, there's always going to be some love and a market for Dragon Ball. It's also why the franchise has managed to take many creative liberties and twists in giving us fans more. The latest entry, Dragon Ball Daima, looks to take the franchise in a slightly different direction. Having some of the most memorable fan favorites be kid characters may be a direction that would raise a lot of eyebrows, but in Toriyama we trust. Given that this is his last piece of work and how heavily involved he was, watching Dragon Ball Daima does feel like giving tribute to one of the greatest minds the anime and manga industry has ever seen. Don't you think so? There's not much we know about Daima even until now, but if anything, I'm positive that it will at least scratch the itch of those old-time fans who want to relive the days of the very first Dragon Ball series.
この一戦はこの手で自分の人生を完全に変えられる試合。
Amongst the many sports anime that have tried to carve out a legacy over the past 2 or 3 years, none have come close to Blue Lock's success. There's just something so special with Blue Lock and how it subverts the expectations when it comes to sports anime. It offers a darker, edgier and more cynical look at it, and it's not the traditional soccer anime. Instead, it's more akin to a battle royale that happens to have sports in it. Needless to say, Blue Lock has found its way into the hearts of all kinds of anime fans, the same fans who'd be stoked to know that their favourite sports superstar is coming back this fall. The second season for Blue Lock promises more of the same, more of what drew people into this new rising star in the world of anime. Challenges are only set to be tougher from here on out, and here's to hoping this fresh start will allow the animation team to get back into form and recapture the epicness of early Season 1's adaptation.
はいはい、受けて立ちますよ。ブルーロック。
Next up is Uzumaki.
これからお話しするのはこの街で起こった奇妙な出来事の数々です。
The horror genre in anime has had its share of innovations. However, one name is undoubtedly associated with the mastery of the genre, and it's Junji Ito. Uzumaki is not the creator's first foray into the anime scene. However, it is by far his most popular work, and for decades, the rural horror manga has given manga readers its fair share of thrills. Uzumaki, as an anime, hopes to recapture the magic of the manga in its 4 episodes. Now that may seem like a short episode count, but it's all the story needs. Uzumaki is a title that thrives on a gradual build, making the most out of its eerie visuals and setting to send shivers down fan spines. I can't wait to see how the whole thing plays out with the aid of visual and sound direction, and we'll see if this will truly live up to its subtitle, Spiral into Madness.
こいつの中になんかいるぜ。
我々は友好的な人たちです。
Opening our top 3 is Dandadan. There's little doubt that as far as new adaptations are concerned, nothing comes close to Dandadan in terms of anticipation. As early as a few months prior, people have already been on the lookout for the anime adaptation of one of the most unique yet captivating series Jump has given us lately. Dandadan is pretty much an everything-goes series. You've got the occult, the supernatural, the wackiness of sci-fi elements, all thrown together in a chaotic mishmash that just doesn't make sense at first glance, but in practice, it just does. Putting together everything that's so off the rails with characters so entertaining to make it work now looks like a stroke of genius. And while it may not promise action sequences as grandiose as something like Kaiju number 8, also from Jump Plus, it more than makes up for it with how compelling the story is. It didn't make that good of a first impression as a manga first chapter, but for those who stuck with it from that point found themselves rewarded with a true gem. Re:Zero is also set to make its return this fall, and the world is watching. It's been a hot while for Re:Zero, hasn't it? One of the best isekai titles just had a banger of a second season, then silence. It's been a while since there's any sort of news on a continuation, and it's slowly made way for a lot of other isekai hits to take the spotlight. 4 years later, it's time for Subaru and the gang to return as they continue the conflict against the Sin Archbishops. More daunting opponents lie ahead this time, and with a conflict threatening to bring the entire world to its heels, this season looks to be the most action-packed Re:Zero has ever seen. Will Re:Zero rise up to retake its throne as the isekai hit of the generation? Well, only time's gonna tell. The third season just couldn't come at a better time, right when the fandom has just been treated to a major shake-up in the latest novels. Next is Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. The recent trailer dropped and got people all hyped with the next part of Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War. To say the same anime version of the arc has been a home run thus far is an understatement. It's the much needed revival Bleach needed, and it more than rehabilitated its reputation, all while giving both anime only fans and manga readers something to look forward to. Expanded plot lines, a lot of lore bases covered only in the anime, fights that are on par with modern blockbusters. 1000 Year Blood War has been the best thing for both loyal and lapsed fans of the series. The third part, subtitled The Conflict, looks to push things further, with some returning faces already teased and a lot of upcoming revelations about the world of Bleach primed to break the fandom. 2024 is going to be an awesome year for Bleach fans, and I'm one of them myself, and I can't wait for October.
他の何者かが絶望する
And that's a list of the most anticipated anime coming this fall. Do you agree with it? Tell me what you think about this list in the comments section below. If you've got time, you might want to also check out the top 10 best fights of spring 2024. Either way, thanks for staying for the ride, and I hope you had a good time watching this video. If you picked up something to watch this fall thanks to this list, then make sure to tell the team. I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the next list.